Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Some days ago, I made a Quran recitation on Quran chapter 5, verse 33 and 34. So, according to me, I said those verses, they are talking about the punishment of bandits in the Quran. So, but the punishment, as mentioned in that verse, is that anyone that wages war against Allah and His prophets, and they spread mischief on land, they spread corruption on land. So that their punishment is that they should be killed when they are caught, or they should be crucified, or that their hands and their legs should be cut. So, but this brother watched my video and he responded to me. So, inshallah, we also respond to him, bismillah. Firstly, he started with a hadith. So, the hadith explains why Quran chapter 5, verse 33 and 34 was revealed. So, according to him, he said that it is only those who wage war against Allah and the Prophet alone. But he left the part that says that, and those that spread corruption on land. So he left that part. So, and when we say someone spread corruption on land, according to the scholars, it means those who, we call it al-muharaba in Islam, in fiqh. That is, those who spread corruption, like armed robbery, banditry, terrorism. According to the scholars, when they say وَيَسْعَوْنَ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَسَادًا, so that's what the scholars they understand on it, and that's what the Sahaba, the companions of the prophets, that's all what they understand. That it means those who spread corruption, who killed people, who murdered people, who massacred people. So that's their punishment. So, but according to this brother, he said that only those who wage war against Allah and His Messenger. So that's why he brought this hadith. So let's take a look at that hadith. So the hadith is about 8 people who came from Uqul and Uraina. So they came to the Prophet ﷺ in Medina. So when they arrived in Medina, so they fell sick because of the climate of Medina. So the Prophet ﷺ directed them to one of his shepherds so that he could give them camel milk and urine to drink. So as for medicine, so when after they become healthy, they killed that shepherd and they stole everything. They stole all the properties of the prophet. So when the Prophet ﷺ captured them, he asked them to be crucified and he gave them a legal punishment. So firstly, we need to understand that the Prophet ﷺ was the head of state then. So he was someone that we can compare to a president at our own time now. So the president, he has the authority to give any command. So when someone steals from public property or from government or any other thing, when you steal from people, from the citizen, so the government has the rights to take out legal punishments on that person. So the Prophet ﷺ was the head of the Muslim and he has the right to give any punishment. So according to what Quran chapter 5 verse 33 says, so the punishment was implemented on those criminals. Now he jumped to Quran chapter 9 verse 5 and he concluded that Prophet ﷺ is a bandit. That's what he said in
Muhammad
his
is a
sermon.
bandit.
Whenever
So in
they are
Quran chapter
quoting
9
Quran
verse 5,
chapter 9 verse 5 alone,
Muslims were
because the
ordered
context
to, like,
of
you have
that
to
verse it starts from Quran chapter 9 verse 1. So when you read it from verse 1 to verse 13, you understand what Quran chapter 9 verse 5 is saying. But they won't read it from verse 1 to 13. They just they will cherry pick that verse because that's what they need. The verse is actually talking about those who are already waging war against the Muslims. They are already fighting the Muslims. So the Prophet ﷺ was ordered to give instructions to them. So when the Muslims, okay, let me say, when when we have soldiers that want to fight the enemy, so when you are to give them instruction, will you give them the instruction of, okay, when you meet the enemy, you should give them apple, you should give them bread, you should serve them tea? Is that what you be is that the instruction you'll be giving the soldiers? No, the instruction you give them is that whenever you find the enemies, you do what? You kill them, because they are ready to kill you too. They are ready to kill you. So if you don't kill them, they will kill you. So that's the instruction the Prophet ﷺ was asked to give the Muslim. So it is talking about war. So there is no verse in the Quran, there is not a single verse in the Quran that ordered the killing of innocents. So inshallah, we declare a public challenge to whoever wants to debate me on peace and violence in the Quran and in the Bible, inshallah, later. So, and I will explain a separate video on Quran chapter 9 verse 5 also, inshallah. So it also moved to Quran chapter 8 verse 1. Quran chapter 8 verse 1. So he said that the Prophet ﷺ was killing people just to collect the enemy's property, just to collect their property. That's why he was going around killing people. It's because he needed their money, he needed their property. So, but that's not what the verse is actually saying. So when we are talking of al-anfal is the spoils of war. So whatever they captured from the enemy, so whatever they captured from them, or whatever the enemies left behind, whether they ran away, so they left some things, they left it behind. So the Muslims have the right to collect it, and this is what the Bible also this is what the Bible also approved. God in the Bible approved this. When you read the book of Numbers chapter 31, so you see everything here. You see how God asked the prophet then that they should collect whatever, they should gather whatever they collect from the enemies, and they should share it equally among themselves. So the reason why Quran chapter 8 verse 1 was revealed was that after the Muslims, they captured everything, so they were fighting on how to share it. So some are saying, we did this, so we should have the bigger share. Some are saying, no, it is we that we should have the bigger share. So Allah revealed this verse, Quran chapter 8 verse 1, that they should leave everything to the Prophet, leave it for him. So after they left it for the Prophet, so the Prophet ﷺ divided it equally among them. So, and it's not that the Prophet was killing people just to accept their property. Even whenever they gathered everything, so the Prophet used to collect 1/5 of it, and that 1/5, the remaining 4/5, it will be for the Muslims and the generality of the Muslim Ummah. So, and that's even his share is 1/5. He will use it as sadaqah. He will use it as sadaqah. Not that he's using their property to is benefiting that much from their property. So he also concluded that he said that Muslims are fighting for their God. So he said that because Allah asks us to kill whoever wage war against Allah and His Messenger and spread corruption on land, that they should be executed. He said that, why are we fighting for God? So, I mentioned earlier that this verse is directed to the Islamic government. It is only for those who are in authority. It is not just it's not ordinary Muslims that we say, oh, I want to take out this punishment on so person. So it is left to the government alone. So any punishment in Islam should be carried out by the government, not the citizen. So when Allah asks us to take out punishment, when He asks the government, Islamic government, to take out punishment on criminals, it doesn't mean that they are fighting for Allah, because Allah is self-sufficient. Allah is most powerful. He has the power to do anything he wants. So it is just a means to protect the oppressed. So when someone kill another person, you kill that person too. It's not that you are fighting for God. It's just to protect the oppressed. When someone steal from you, this is the punishment of the person. So when people see that, oh, there is punishment for this offense, so they will stay away from that offense. So that is why there are legal punishments in Islam. So, and it's also a means of maintaining public order. So when you don't have this, you don't have anything to maintain public order in your own religion, so you don't need to blackmail Islam. Just leave Islam. Islam is not limited to faith alone. So Islam comes to maintain the public order of the society. It comes to protect the oppressed. So when you don't have this in your own religion, so you keep short. Keep short. So, and he quoted the book of Romans chapter 12 as use it as his proof that the Christians, so they are not fighting for their own God. So, but maybe he has not read the book of Leviticus chapter 24. So the book of Leviticus chapter 24 from verse 10 to 16. So someone blasphemed the name of God. So what did God ask Moses to do then? So this from verse 13, it says that, then the Lord said to Moses, take the blasphemer outside the camp. All those who heard him are to lay their hands on his head, and the entire assembly is to stone him. Say to the Israelites, anyone who curses their God will be held responsible. Anyone who blasphemes the name of the Lord is to be put to death. The entire assembly must stone him, whether foreigner or a native born. When they blaspheme the name, they are to be put to death. So can we use your own argument now? Can we conclude same way you made your own conclusion that, okay, Moses wanted to fight for God? Can we say that? No, Moses is not fighting for God. It's just a punishment, just to maintain public order. Not that someone will just be free and be speaking nonsense about God. So that's why God asked Moses to always take out the punishment on anyone who fall into that offense. So we cannot say Moses is fighting for God here, right? So when we cannot say so you cannot say we Muslims are also fighting for God, because God is powerful. So when we also read the book of Romans that you quoted, so let's read the book of Romans also. We should read from chapter 13, verse 4. It says that, for the one in authority is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for rulers do not bear the sword for no reason. They are God's servants, agents of wrath, to bring punishment on the wrongdoers. So even the Bible wants the government to bring punishment on the wrongdoers. So it's not that, so when the government they apply a punishment on someone, so they are fighting for God. So you should correct that notion. Just try to correct it. And mind you, we Muslims, Islam is organized. So Islam is divine. So you should understand that Islam is divine, not design. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.